Hey y'all, this is Tam. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be working in my glue book, and I am not even sure if this should be solely for glue book purposes because it's more like a art journal. And if you don't know what this is, you can go back to video number 62 here on my channel and it'll show you how I created this, which is basically I took blank paper as well as magazine paper and I 3-hole punched it, and I put some rings on here as the binder, and I just pretty much so far have just been gluing things in from this whole page was created, the background of it was created using some scraps out of my scrap bin, and this paper, this page to the left here was done using some images from a magazine, and this one was also magazine related, and did some painting on it. And this page over here, also some images from a magazine. And so I glue a lot of images down and I use a lot of color. And this is my favorite page, Don't Be Wise in Your Own Eyes, which is actually a scripture in Proverbs. And I just glue down. This is kind of like whatever I want to put down on here. So, but today I created some journaling prompts months ago, and it was an idea that I got from a YouTube creator by the name of Mickey, and I think her channel is called Mickey's Crafts. She's a small YouTuber. I gravitate to small YouTubers because I feel like sometimes the small YouTubers, we get overlooked because we don't have thousands of subscribers. And so it's not that we aren't just as talented and just as creative, but I think people flock to whatever the majority flocks to. And so you can call out big YouTube names and people know exactly who you're talking about. And I feel like there are some small YouTubers out there who are just as talented. So I'm always on the hunt for small YouTube channels where people are creative and talented and they just don't have a large following because they're not as widely known as others. So I don't like jumping on the this is who everybody is looking at on YouTube wagon. I try to jump on wagons that are smaller. And I'm big on relationship, and unfortunately some of those big YouTubers are what is considered YouTube celebrities, and they don't have time to comment and engage in community affairs in the comment section. So I've never been the type of person to gravitate towards celebrities and things like that. I know you have what folks call groupies or fans and all that kind of stuff. I've just never been big on celebrities, and we live in Atlanta, the metro Atlanta area anyway, and so you have a lot of celebrities that live here, so it's nothing for me to pass by somebody that you see on TV, and I am not fazed in any shape, form, or fashion. They're human just like I am, have issues, problems, circumstances, and all these other things like we do, and so I'm not a groupie person. I don't like jumping on the wagon that everybody else is. Does that make sense? Somebody has to understand what I'm trying to say. I like fishing for people who are not well known, who folks haven't yet discovered, and I like supporting those people who are talented and creative and may not have a large following, but they're still really creative and talented people. That's what I want to say. I said a lot to get there, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I saw that she has a mixed media prompt. I think hers is kind of like in a Rolodex form. I don't have a Rolodex, so I kind of used one of my old paint pens, and I just put some journaling prompts inside this can. And what I'm going to do is, and so that's just a little note. I made this, it had to be it's maybe almost a year ago in honesty, and I've never used it once. So these prompts are supposed to just kind of get me out of a creative rut or just get me in a journal just so I can express myself in a creative way. So I just kind of wrote some prompts down on these little cards, and this is just some colored scrap paper that I have, and I'm just going to pull a few of them, and then we're just going to try to create something using some of the suggestions on the card. Now, I wrote myself a disclaimer when I created this 10 of these prompts. This tin can of prompts, because there are more than 10 prompts. So I'm not saying TEN, I'm saying TIN, this paint tin. So there was just a little disclaimer I put on here for myself, because I don't want to think that, okay, I'm bound in any way to these prompts. So I just had to release myself from that thought process before I even, use these. And I thought it would be helpful for me. And some people may, use theirs a different way. But I just wanted to put this little disclaimer on here for myself. And it just says, remember, these are just prompts to get your creativity flowing. You can step out of the box whenever you want. So that's my pass for if ever I feel like, okay, I want to use something that I didn't choose or go in a different direction at any point throughout this process. I can do that because it's my journal, and you just express yourself in whatever way you want. So I'm just going to mix them up here. And then I'm just going to pull, I don't know, how about we pull about 4 of them. I'll pull 4 of them, and then we'll go and see what's on there. And hopefully some of these things I haven't even set up yet in my craft area. Like a couple of these prompts I created with the intention of bringing some more stuff up from a closet that I have here at home where I keep some of my craft things, and I haven't yet gotten that together. But if we pull a card like that, we're just going to move on to the next card. So this yellow one on top says thread, yarn, or string. I do have some of that sitting right up here off of the view. So the next one is going to be vellum. I do have some vellum over there on one of the shelves. Distressed spray. I do have some distressed spray. And one more. Let's pull one more. Texture paste. I don't have any texture paste, so set that one aside. Magazine image. Yes, we know I have that. So let's do that. We're going to use some thread, yarn, string, or string. Don't have to use all of them. I do have some string, some vellum, some distress spray, some distress spray, and a magazine image. And that's what we're going to use for our prompts. And I use paint always, so that's why I put that little note at the top. Paint always, because paint is something that I'll always use in this particular notebook. And so I just didn't even want to risk not choosing paint. So that's just something that just give myself the freedom to use every time I work in this journal. So I am going to take this page out just so I can have the freedom of moving the page around. And the only thing I do is I just loosen these 3-ring binder clips to take it out and just be able to work more freely with it as just like a page, a loose page. So the first thing I guess I'm going to do is I may have to get another, kind of move these over to the side. I got my paint here. It's the Apple Barrel paint by Walmart, I think. This Apple Barrel paint, I got it from Walmart. And this is just the basic essentials set. So it has most of the primary colors in it. And that's what we're going to be using. Got this paintbrush, and I don't know what we're going to do. We're just going to get started. Let's start with paint. What colors am I going to put down? Let's try some of this sky blue. And then maybe Laguna. Shake that up real good. And I already got my little jar filled with water. I just used some of it the other day, so it's pretty fresh. Put some of that blue on there. That's Laguna blue. Did I say that already? So let's see. And then maybe one more color. Let's try some yellow. This is King's Gold. Shake that up really good. Let me see if I can. Let's put this down. It's beautiful. I like that color. Maybe some down here on the bottom. Let's start out. And then this sky blue. So how are y'all doing today? I don't know if you guys, well, you would have to have been under a rock not to know that the coronavirus is going around, and we've been advised to stay away from large crowds and gatherings and things like that. Make sure you're practicing good hygiene, washing your hands and covering your mouth and things like that. And I think it's in our best interest that we take heed. I actually just heard someone say on Instagram that why are y'all afraid? The flu kills more people than the coronavirus has, and you people are acting like, you know, this is something new. There have been so many different diseases and things going around, and the coronavirus is not the most serious disease that we have had. I don't know what to say about those people. And then they tried to tag it to be a message to those of us who are believers, Christians, followers of Jesus Christ. We as Christians, why are we afraid? My response to people like that is, the Bible, we perish because we perish for a lack of knowledge. And that's just me being nice, because that's not what I want to say. Some people are just, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. If they're telling you not to go out of your home into large crowds and sneezing and coughing around people and different things like that, and if your response to that is to get on your social media platform and say, we're supposed to be Christians, why are we afraid? And the flu or another virus has killed more people than the coronavirus, so we shouldn't be afraid to go out and different things. Then may God have mercy on your soul. Because if people are telling you to, they're warning you, and your response is to still do what you want to do because you're smarter than all the people that are getting on the news at a national level, and they're telling you how serious this stuff is, and your response is to say, well, as a Christian, I'm, going to do what I want to do because I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. God has given us wisdom, and we just need to stop. We need to use wisdom. We need to listen to the voice of God when he is telling us to be wise. And we choose to do all this old crazy stuff, and we use this spin that, as followers of Jesus Christ, we're not supposed to be wise. Is there a difference between living in fear and being wise? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just that kind of stuff bothers me, because people look at that and say, see, that's why them Christian folks are stupid. That's why them Christian folks, it's just, I don't like it, y'all. I don't like it. I don't like it. So anyways, all of that to say, I hope you guys are playing it safe as recommended, and you're not going out into large crowds, and you're not exposing yourself unnecessarily. And if they're telling you to be safe and to not do anything that's going to jeopardize your health or someone else's, then do what those recommendations are asking us to do. And it's not about whether or not you're afraid. It's about being wise and following the suggestions as recommended by people who are dealing with this stuff, right? These folks are seeing folks die from this disease or virus or whatever you want to call it. And if they're saying you need to do X, Y, and Z to not unnecessarily expose yourself, then follow those guidelines, those recommendations. Don't listen to these people who are out here acting crazy and using the name of Jesus Christ as their reasoning. It's just crazy. It makes me think of folks who take certain scriptures in the Bible and they use it as a reason why they do the craziest things. They have misinterpreted, misquoted, misapplied, misrepresented, whatever you want to call it, the word of God, and they're using it for foolishness. And I know this is not a Bible journaling channel. I have one of those already. It's actually linked below in the description of this video. Please go check it out. But this particular issue that I am talking about isn't necessarily geared towards my belief. You know, everyone across the globe is being affected by this coronavirus. And we are all at risk in some shape, form, or fashion. Anybody can get it. So it's not just targeting only certain people. And the difference between this coronavirus and the flu is you can go get a flu shot, right, to ward off contracting the flu. There is no coronavirus shot, right? So, and people are getting it at alarming rates, you know, and they're dying at alarming rates. So by the time this whole thing is said and done, we have no idea how many fatalities we're going to have. So don't unnecessarily expose yourself, and don't listen to these wackos on these channels that are giving you bad advice. Be safe. You know, make sure you have all that you need in your home: food, water, and making sure you're having your medications and stuff, and you've gone to the pharmacy to make sure you have everything you need. And just don't be exposing yourself unnecessarily out in the public. That's what I say to that. Just use wisdom. Don't let a nut job come through and try to trick you into thinking that there is nothing to worry about, when this particular issue has been discussed on a national level. And we've all been told, you know, and warned about what to do. So, that's what I say to that. And I am a true believer in Jesus Christ. So I am not in any shape, form, or fashion renouncing my beliefs. I'm just saying, don't let people get on their social media platforms and tell you to do crazy stuff, you know, and the folks have told you to be careful and don't be out there exposing yourself unnecessarily. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm going to use some of this black. It is pavement. And I still haven't gotten to my prompts yet, but I'm going to get there. I'm getting there. I'm just trying to get my background together. Yes, I'm quiet. Sorry. Concentrating. That, and then Some dots maybe. Okay. And maybe dry that a little bit. And I have a white paint pen that I also might use. I have to find it though. Oh, there it is. I brought this Bria Reese paint pen. I believe it was at Hobby Lobby. And I might use that a little bit. So I'm going to start pulling my prompts, thread, yarn, or string. And I got to grab a magazine and my distress spray. And I believe I have a few pieces of vellum already laying somewhere here. I have to find that too. So I may have to pause the camera to get all of that together so you guys won't have to wait. And then start to put it all together. So let me pause the camera, pull these 4 prompts to use, and I am again going to use some of this white paint by Bria Reese. And again, I got this on sale at Hobby Lobby. I don't remember how much it was. I don't even know if this is the one I got on sale. May have been another one. But anyways, we're going to use that. I'll be right back to show you guys what I have chosen for the prompts. Alright guys, I'm back and I have my elements. This is my string. And this is my magazine image, which is a little girl sitting down reading a book. And this is my vellum. And I actually cut this out of a Bible journaling book that I have. I actually just used it to make a video on my other channel. So this is just like a little piece of vellum with like some little designs on it. And you can color this if you want, but I think the background that I have down is already colored, and I think it's going to be just fine. I'm just going to put some glue on the back of it, and then, you know, we should be great. And my distress spray, and this is by Ranger, and it's in the color of Worn Lipstick, which is like a bright pink, and I think it will go in good with the shirt that the girl is wearing. So let's get started. And I think I'm gonna glue this vellum piece down before I spray down the distress spray, because I want the distress spray to hit it so that it won't so that the distress spray can hit it and it won't stick out, like it'll blend into the, hopefully. Again, this is just a relaxation session. There is no right or wrong when it comes to art. It's each person's interpretation. So just because somebody doesn't like what you do in your crafting, don't let that discourage you from crafting. Keep right on going. So I got that down. And it kind of blends in, so all you really kind of see, maybe I should put some Mod Podge. And I'm almost out of Mod Podge. This is really all I have, and it is on there really tight, and it is almost gone. It's not a lot in here. Let me see if I can get one of my glue brushes and glue a little bit of that on Mod Podge on this and I hope it doesn't move the acrylic paint, but let's just see if we can do a little bit of it on there and just see if we can kind of get that to blend in a little bit with the background. Just a little bit. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, that is okay. No pressure. No pressure in this process. Alright, let's do that. And let that dry. If I don't tear it up first. And I wasn't sure if I was going to use the border around the girl, so I kind of left it on there. But I'm gearing towards cutting it off. What do y'all think? I think I'm going to cut that off and just, fussy cut around it and just see if I can kind of get her to kind of blend into the page as well. Let's see. Kind of get as close as you can, but, it's not going to be perfect. Perfection is to each person's own interpretation. And for me, I just want it to be as close as I can get it around her, realizing that it's going to still have a slight border, and that's okay. So how have you guys prepared for this coronavirus? My husband has lost his mind, y'all. He has bought up so much food and stuff. Like, we have enough food to feed a small country, okay? We have been out at least 3 times in the grocery store. We went out once together. He had me to stop yesterday on the way from work, and he went out again this morning. I'm like, you have got to stop buying food. So he just wants to make sure we're prepared, because school is going to be out for an undetermined amount of time come this Monday. Our kids were actually out of school on yesterday, which was Friday, but they have made an announcement that school will also be closed starting this coming Monday until an undetermined date. They're hoping for a couple of weeks, but if in the event it extends beyond that, they will make sure to let everybody know. So we're all just, riding it out. So please, if you can, just continue to be safe. That's all I suggest. Trying to get my pen to work here. And I think I'm going to stick a little needle down in my paint pen to work here. I think I'm going to just put a white border around it. And it seems to be still stopped up a little bit. But that's okay. See if we can get it to work and work something. I may have to transfer this onto a brush if it's not going to give me a clean line. I'm going to just put some accents on my black spots. And I really have to press down on this to get it to come out. Almost to the point of hurting my little finger. And I put that vellum on this one over here already. Didn't think about that. But that's okay. No pressure, no pressure. Let me see if I can get something else to work better. This is hurting my finger to use this. I have to press down too hard. And this is a paint marker. Let me see if I can get this one to work or something. And you just have to let the ink flow. There we go. Yeah, this one is a little bit, has a finer tip to it. Can you guys see that? So, that's fine. Just accenting my black. And I hate that I already put that vellum over here. And it's probably not going to let me lift it. Let's see. I've Mod Podged it and everything too. That's lifting. Yep, it's lifting my paint. Alright, we're going to let it go. Just like they do on Frozen. We're going to let it go. Let it go. And I'm going to put some dots up here. Just accenting my black, because black is such a dominant color. And we just want to tone it down just a little bit. Not too much. We still want to see it, but we just want to accent it a little bit. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Gotta check to make sure I'm still in frame. How's that look? I like it, y'all. That's what I like about mixed media. You're so free to do whatever you want. And I hope I'm not messing up my other side, because I'm just rubbing this page all up against this mat, and I know it has. There we go. And maybe something a little bit different on this one. How's that look? Accent away. So that is that. And I think I'm going to dry that before I spray my distressed spray on there. Just to make sure I don't blend the two of them together. And I still got to put the other three prompts on here. I think I'm going to put my girl probably right there, the focal point in the center. And this may take a few minutes to dry because it is kind of thick, so I'll pause and be right back. Okay, I've dried it, and now we're going to try to, oh my goodness, y'all see what I just did? I touched it, and now I got to make that match. So just pat all of them. And I thought that was dry. I felt it before I turned on the camera, and now it just... Alright. Stress-free zone. Stress-free zone. We're going to put this girl down here. But I think I want to wait until I spray. I distress spray. I need to get this black paint up right here, y'all. because it is destroying the other side of my page. And this is my grunge mat. I use it for painting and gluing and stuff like that, so it always looks a mess. And okay, I'm liking it so far. Leave a comment down below and let me guys know what y'all think about mixed media and mixing different textures and paints and colors and elements together. I'm going to spray this distress spray down, and we all know that it kind of does its own thing. Let me see if I can get it to kind of move around a little bit. Okay. And now I think I'm gonna dry it, but first I think I'm gonna dry it like that. Let's see. It shouldn't take long. It's pretty thin. And distress spray is one of those, you may not get it out of whatever it gets on. So just dab it a little bit. It's taking things longer to dry than usual. And maybe it's usually I only dry like watercolor, which doesn't take that long to dry, but everything that I'm drying today seems to be taking just a few minutes longer than I would like. See if we can speed it up a little bit. I think I asked what everybody was doing to prepare for just being indoors for a little while due to the coronavirus. My husband has went out and bought all this stuff, and when he went out today, there wasn't a whole lot even left on the shelves to buy. But because, you know, we're about to be at home, and so our kids, we're just trying to prepare for life indoors for an extended period of time, which obviously you're going to need certain things to be as comfortable as you can be in that situation. So just buying certain things just to make sure that we are as comfortable as we can be. So string, how am I going to get the string on there? So I've gotten my Vellum, my distress spray, this is my magazine image, and my thread. So those are the only two that I have left to put on here. And I'm just trying to decide how I'm going to put them on here. Maybe I'll do a little like she's nesting. How does that look? I don't know, y'all. I don't know where to use thread. Maybe I can do it like she's nesting a little bit, or maybe thread, yarn, or string. Thread, yarn, or string. Trying to decide, y'all. Maybe it's too big. Maybe I should cut it a little bit. Cut it a little bit, and what do I do with it then? Help me. Maybe make a little bow. Maybe make a little bow out of it, and then, yeah, let's do that. Listen, it requires my brain to think outside of the box. And I don't know how to use a string in my projects. Not like this. Make it a small bow. Smaller. A small bow. And then let's cut the legs off of it. Now we have a small bow. And maybe put a bow on her shirt. How about that? Thinking outside the box, guys. Let me glue her down first. And then I'm going to glue the bow onto her shirt. No pressure. I keep reminding myself that because this is supposed to be a relaxing, de-stressed type, project. And I'm going to put a little bit more glue on this bow, and then I'm going to stick it to her shirt. And then I will have added all of the prompt elements onto this project. Maybe I should use glue gun for that. Sorry. I'm knocking stuff over. I think I'll use a glue gun for that. And while that heats up, I am going to figure out if I want to put like something, a saying or a quote or something. I had a stack of quotes that I had been pulling from magazines. Let me see if I have something that I could use. And I'm just waiting for that to dry, y'all. And, not waiting for that to dry, waiting for my heat gun to heat up. And I have to find an element. Okay, my glue gun is hot, and it actually looks like that fabric tag did a good job of. We're just going to make sure. Put a little bit of hot glue on there. But if I had put more fabric tack on there, it looks like that would have held it just fine. Just needed to set for a little bit. Okay, so she has her bow on her shirt. Close up. Cute. Okay, and I found a little quote. It says, "To create one's own world takes courage." And so I'm going to just cut this out and then glue that down. And then that'll be it for my little mixed media adventure for today. Didn't really know what I was going to do on this channel today. I need to do some journaling. I really do, but that's not what I was in the mood for. So didn't want to force something like that. I do need to get caught up on my journaling, but I'm not going to force it. Just trying to cut this out a little bit. So hopefully I'll be caught up on my daily journal soon enough to create one's own world. And I know you guys can't see me cutting here. I have to hold it up to my face. And I may make that 2. To create to create one's own world. So we won't be going back to work either on my job. I work at a law firm, and one of the partners made the decision yesterday, which was Friday, that we take our laptops home, and that we would be doing as much work as we can from home until further notice. So, and that's out of an abundance of caution of not wanting us to be exposed, or any of us who may fall ill to expose others. And so I think that's wise, because at some point people are going to have to make a decision as to what is best for them and their family, even if your job or place of employment or whatever isn't allowing you to not have to make that decision. If they don't do it, you may have to make that decision for your own family. So it just so happens that, I have a job that is doing that for us and not forcing us to have to make that decision for ourselves. But at some point, depending on how long this whole thing takes to blow over, we may actually run out of work to do at home, because there's only so many things we can do at home. And the court systems and things are also shutting down and doing things remotely, which means nobody is going to hearings and nobody is filing any new cases and things like that. So at some point, we are going to also run out of things to do at home. So hopefully that won't last too long. But us crafters, we always have something to do. So if I run out of work to do, I can just do something at this table, do some crafting. And so that is my mixed media page for today. How do y'all like it? It's okay. It's different and outside of the box. I seem to be doing that today. I did some out of the box journaling in my Bible on my other channel, which is linked below if you're interested in going over there, taking a look to see if you want to subscribe to that channel. And I seem to have done some out of the box stuff over here too. So it must be that type of day, an out of the box day. And I guess we all need one of those every now and then. So that's my mixed media page for today. And I hope that you guys have been, at the very least, entertained. You may not have liked the way it turned out, which is perfectly fine. We don't do these to, gain anyone else's approval. But we just do it to relieve stress, to relax, and just purely for enjoyment and entertainment. A lot of the times as well. So I hope you have been entertained at minimum, and I hope you guys find something to do that's creative and crafty on today. Don't feel pressure to do something that you don't want to do. Just step outside the box and just be creative in your own unique way. I'll go ahead and say my outro, and then I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for being a part of my channel. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you can know when I upload new videos. Also below, I have a link to my Bible journaling channel. I also have a link to my Etsy shop where you can click on those links and see if you're interested in any of those platforms. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.